Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld now with twice the electrolytes and half the carbs. Here's what's coming up. Could Trump and Clinton's VP picks turn the tide in their respective favors? Yes, no, maybe. The answer is probably one of those three options. Plus, is the world ready to ditch James Bond in favor of Jane Bond? And why must it be a woman anyway, or even human? I want a plant, James Bond. A plant. And later, Joanne and Katherine in the valedictorian debate you never knew you wanted. It's going to be a bloodbath of adorableness. Let's get started, America. It's a holiday, and I'm still sober. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He shaves with a hatchet and lathers with a can of Ready Whip, and that's just for his legs. U.S. Army Special Forces member Terry Schappert. She thought Frozen was a movie about pina coladas. Our lovable lush Joanne Nosuchinsky. She's so insightful, it's downright delightful. Eboni Williams, legal analyst and Fox News contributor. He's sharp and funny like a knife that tickles you while stabbing you. Writer and comedian Paul Oddo. And she's the world's youngest cat lady. It's National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. But first, all right. So let's tackle a news topic that no one seems to be paying any attention to. Donald Trump. It's been an odd week in the polls. Clinton leads in some while Trump leads in others. So companies have come up with some highly sophisticated election models to figure this out. Let's take a look at some of these models now. There's Seth. He's for Trump. He's hot. Yeah, this is Travis. He's obviously for Clinton. I don't know why. And this is Brad. He's undecided and a very good friend. Seeing him later. Meanwhile, Moody's Analytics, the company that correctly predicted every election since the 1980s, including the one when Zach and Jesse ran for class president in Saved by the Bell, they predict 332 electoral votes for Hillary compared to 206 for Trump. Registered voters, however, might disagree. A recent Washington Post ABC News poll has Trump leading Clinton 46 to 44%. And that... They are applauding a statistic. That rarely happens here at Fox. And that lead could grow like something that really grows, like a pretty flower. Maybe. A long-awaited Inspector General report released Wednesday concluded that Clinton violated record-keeping rules by using a private email server for state business. My analysis, that can't be good. But Trump's week wasn't all smooth sailing either. This week we saw another flip-flop on climate change. According to a Politico report, the Trump organization has applied for a permit to build a seawall to protect his golf course in Ireland, protecting it from, quote, global warming and its effects. Now, that's quite a departure from his public stance on global warming.
So Obama's talking about all of this with the global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay? It's a hoax. A lot of it.
A lot of it. But not all of it. Like the area around my golf course in Ireland. It's weird. It's weird how climate change targets only my golf courses in Ireland. Owned by me. Life is not fair. For more on this, let's go to our golf correspondent, Harry Carl.
How many more of these do I have to do?
4 more.
Yeah, careful. I don't want to get hit. Nothing. Over here. Oh, my God.
Do it. Hey, he deserved it. You know, Harry Carl, if you're going to do something shirtless, go to the gym. Frankly, that was just disgusting. You weren't just Harry. You were, you know, Harry Carl. All right, Terry, military guy. Military is out in force for Trump, at least by the polls. And I'm curious about how you, when you're looking at Hillary and you're looking at Donald, which you've had some reservations in the past, where are you coming down now?
Well, as we spoke earlier, Greg.
Yes.
Listen, by the way, these polls, they're BS. I've never seen so many people get it so wrong so often in such a big way since this has happened. So whatever, that doesn't mean anything. Here's the thing. My bar is so low right now to who could be president. I just want a president as a Green Beret. I want a president who doesn't dislike our country, who doesn't treat us with disdain. I'd like a president who doesn't sell uranium to the Russians and who doesn't, get guys killed in Benghazi and then lie about it. It's an easy bar. Other than that, if you want to protect your golf course from global warming, okay.
Yes.
I'll back you up.
With that low bar, I could be president.
I think, yeah.
Although, no, wait, I did sell uranium to the Russians back in '95.
You're done.
Yes. All right, Paul, welcome to the show. Where do you, I don't know where you sit politically, but what do you think Trump needs to do at this point? He's kind of he's got a lot of hardcore fans, but then he's got a lot of people upset with him. Is there anything he should be doing, or should he just keep being Trump?
He should just amp it up even more.
Yes.
Because whatever he's doing is working.
Yeah.
Just be more cartoonish. Just run with it, because nobody can touch him on anything.
Yeah.
He's like the. You remember that nobody watched this Matrix, but the one where the agent starts to just infect the system and
Yes.
it just breaks everything down. That's what he's doing.
Yes.
He's just doing that to the whole thing and just turning it inside out.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like now it's spreading to the Democratic Party, Eboni. I'm looking at Hillary, man. She's had a bad week. It used to be that there was no way Trump was going to beat Hillary, and now it looks like she's just fading fast. What's your thought?
Yeah, just a month ago, she was up by like 11 points, and now
Yeah.
it's statistically at least a dead heat. Some polls have him on top of her. Gosh, did I just say that?
It's better than, well, before it used to be behind her.
I know!
In the poll.
We're making memes
In the
here.
polls. So no. It's actually a race to the bottom, as Terry, I think, very correctly pointed out.
Jeez.
No, it is, though. It is. I mean,
There's actually a bar downtown called that.
Both of their unfavorables are above the 50% threshold. I mean, this is really going to come down to who can be less unfavorable, and this is different than most elections we've seen. And I want to say really quick, you're giving me all kinds of shades of Elliot Stabler. Do you remember
Really?
this? SVU, Law and Order, SVU?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all kinds of Stabler. And I
That's okay.
appreciate
That's a compliment.
it. It's high praise. He's super hot.
That's a compliment. Thank you.
Well, that was an unusual digression.
Yes.
Maybe later we can ask the audience who I look like. I hope it's a human being. All right, Joanne, this Moody prediction is never wrong.
Yeah.
Could it be wrong this time?
Of course it could. Listen, election models are a lot like fashion models. We know that they're unrealistic, but we like to look at them anyway.
That is true.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, we want a way to gauge what's going on. It's been kind of nuts this political season, but I think we're seeing a lot of the game of would you rather. I often ask people, which is why I don't have friends, would you rather be mauled by a lion or bitten by a shark? And I think that the American voters are saying, yeah, you know what, I'd like to be mauled by a lion, which would be Trump, because it's like, I'll be entertained. I'll be at the circus. And that means even if I'm in excruciating pain, I'll be dying a happy death.
Oh, that's lovely.
You know?
That's lovely. It's funny. Now I'm thinking about your polls are a lot like fashion models, and they like to do a lot of cocaine. Kat,
Not this model.
I'm not even sure if that makes any sense.
Not this model.
You hate Hillary.
Yes.
I gather you hate Trump less, and I think you're warming to Trump, aren't you?
He's just so funny. Like, I hate it, but when he said that global warming hoax thing, he wasn't even thinking about what he was saying. He was like, what can I say that will make the most hippies the most mad?
Yes.
And that's what I'm going to go with. And it works. He's not trying to get the hippie vote. He's trying to get the anti-hippie vote. And I like that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's like every time I get a little bit angry with him, I see the people that are angrier at him.
Yeah.
And I don't like them.
No, the worst
laugh.
it gets.
People see that and they laugh. You know when's the last time that anybody has made me laugh? I'm experiencing joy because he's speaking. I mean, I don't even really know anybody like that in my real life. No offense, everyone in my real life.
Yes. Don't worry, we expect that from you. You want to talk about VPs? All right, this week, roll that. Dallas Mavericks owner and my masseuse, Mark Cuban, discussed joining Hillary Clinton on a presidential ticket.
If she really did come to you, would you listen?
Absolutely. But the key would be that she'd have to go more to center. I think You know, I like the fact that Senator Clinton has thought out proposals, but I think Senator Sanders has dragged her a little bit too far to the left.
What about Donald Trump?
If he asked me, I'd be like, okay, Donald, that's great. Let's talk about it. But we're both going to have to dig in and really look and understand the issues so we can come up with solutions.
He always reminds me of the rich kid at camp. You know, dresses in the little shirt there, but he's rich. So to recap, Cuban would consider being Clinton's or Trump's running mate, but it probably won't matter either way. Recent Rasmussen poll found that 34% of Republican voters consider the VP candidate very important to their vote. 37% of Democrats say the same, and the remaining 29% say purple is fun. It is. Purple is fun. It's a color. Paul, does it matter? Will it influence your vote, VP?
Only if you pick somebody crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time I feel like the vice president makes any difference is when it's something very strange. And that would be super strange. Would he stay on Shark Tank?
That's a good yes. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
He's like the best part about Shark Tank.
Yeah, definitely. Although I like Mr. Wonderful.
He's good, but they balance each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like The Five, but with them yelling at strangers.
Nothing like the five.
It's nothing.
Nothing like The Five.
Zero things in common with the five.
You have zero things in common with The Five.
Sure.
All right, Kat, since you're already talking.
Yeah.
Suggestions on VP choices for either candidate?
No.
Okay.
I already told you that Trump has to pick a lady.
Yes.
Be like, look, this is my chick here, and you know, and see, I'm not sexist. About Hillary, I don't know. Maybe somebody who you can stand like looking at and listening to try to balance it out. I'm serious.
I think Kat makes a good point, actually. I think that nobody votes for the second part of the ticket, but it can help you, right? I mean, that should be an opportunity, especially for Hillary. Her unfavorables are through the roof, even worse than Trump's. She's so unlikable. Pick somebody that people can stomach, that they like, that they want to see speak, that's not yelling and screeching at them. I actually think that could help her tremendously. I don't think Trump really needs to do a lot of helping himself with the VP pick. He could hurt himself.
Here's my thing with, like, the one thing that bothers me about Trump is certain beliefs he has. I would like to see a VP that doesn't believe in conspiracies. Right? You know, somebody who doesn't get an email from a Nigerian prince and writes a $5,000 check. Like, I mean, I want a vice president who doesn't think Cruz was involved in the JFK killing, that vaccines cause autism.
This from the man, hold on, who said that he should stop eating meat because one day robots will eat us.
Yeah,
and isn't that the equivalent?
I heard him say that too. Because
that is not all right, whoa. That is not a conspiracy.
This is Greg's Irish golf course right here. Back off.
Nicely done.
Yeah, you're
This is okay. Believe it. Becoming a vegan because you know robots will destroy you is not a conspiracy. That is going to happen. That's a fact. Once artificial intelligence reaches a point where we are like farm animals, where they look to us like we are the chickens, right?
you got him going on this again.
No, I'm just saying. Once artificial intelligence looks at humans as chickens, they will have no recourse but to destroy us. So imagine you're in a room with artificial intelligence and you're going like, please don't kill me. And the artificial intelligence goes, what did you have for lunch? Well, I had this chicken. And he'll just go like this.
I ordered the code red.
Yes. All right. It's going to happen.
Can I say something about the VP?
Yes, I was going to you, tattoo man.
This tattoo man.
Yes.
I'm a tattoo man. I think Ebony's right about it can hurt you, but like think about the vice president we've had.
Right.
Joe Biden. No disrespect to Mr. Biden, but like what is he really? I mean, like he hasn't really done.
No respect to him, but
anytime you hear
disrespect.
Anytime you hear, hey, not for nothing, no disrespect, it's going to be something nasty.
Yes.
Yeah. But Biden, you know, Barack Obama picked Joe Biden because Joe Biden is an older white guy. Even after Joe Biden insulted him and said, oh, he's an articulate black guy.
He has a nice smile.
He has a nice smile. He's an articulate black dude. Yet he picked him for that.
Yeah.
He smells good.
He's your backup white
Totally
dude.
shady.
Backup white dude.
That's true. That's what he was, because everybody was criticizing Obama for no experience, not being able to have the relationships on the Hill, and for better or worse, Biden had those things.
It's the prom date metaphor. You know, you ask the dangerous guy to the prom, but you have the safe one in the back.
Well, see, I think it's more of a shoe metaphor. It's like the shoes complete the outfit. That's what the VP pick is. It can either make or break your outfit, but generally people care more about what's on your back than what's on your feet.
So you're saying you need a VP who likes a foot inside him?
Oh God.
Do you know? I think the best VP for Trump would be Paul Ryan. because you need a
like a policy wonk kind of guy, or
you know how they fly planes? A wiser co-pilot with less seniority, and you put him in charge so that then Trump could just sit there and yell at him. It's like they always have the captain of the plane as the co-pilot. So he can just, so they can yell. What?
I think Paul Ryan has bad mojo from the Romney thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't think it happened.
It would also slow his roll.
Yeah.
He's a little too grounded.
He would cry at night, I think.
All right, we got to move on. So much more to come. You wouldn't believe it. All right, up next. Is the world ready for a female version of the world's most famous spy? Probably. I haven't thought about it much, frankly. But first, summertime tips. Watermelon. It's cool and refreshing, especially when you're sitting in it. Would you be fond of a female Bond? Yes, Daniel Craig, whoever that is reportedly giving up the role of 007, and fans are already campaigning for who should take over the iconic character. Since the hashtag #NextBond popped up on something called Twitter, the most popular fan pick is actress Gillian Anderson. That's her there. She later tweeted this fan-made picture with the caption, "It's Bond, Jane Bond. Thanks for all the votes." Well, thank you. Other popular choices include great-looking actors such as Tom Hiddleston, he's British, Henry Cavill, also British, and my good friend Lou Dobbs. No, some say Lou's too old, but I say he never gets old. Even when he hasn't showered in a while, Terry. Would you mind a woman Bond, Mr. He-Man?
I just got yelled at.
Because you said 8.
Because, no, I said she was too old, not because, listen, I'm 50. I'm the oldest dude here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you're the same.
I'm slightly older.
I'm not saying... Well, I'll move on. So it's not because it's not the woman thing. James Bond, like Daniel Craig was a really physical James Bond, and he nailed it. I think if Gillian Anderson did the show, it would be a different kind of show.
You're saying she couldn't perform physically the way Daniel Craig did?
We need a female James Bond. That's only the beginning, okay?
Why?
We need the Godfather making over the Godmother, 1, 2, and 3, with Melissa McCarthy as Vito. We need good fellas, good ladies with all males, Goonies with all women, when Sally met Sally. I will not rest until every role that's been played by a man is played by a woman.
Ooh, your Taxi Driver would be great with a woman.
You are such an iconoclast.
They need to all be a woman. We gotta redo everything.
Yeah.
All of them.
Can we do an all?
Wait, I gotta save myself because I don't want to get... I'm not saying Gillian Anderson. Gillian Anderson's hot. She's great, but I just can't see her.
She's hot, so she's great. Is that what
You're the worst. You know what?
That's 70% of being James Bond. That's 70% of being James Bond is just being good looking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also, he's a misogynist, womanizing dude.
Yeah.
It's like how. So I would be great if they made Gillian Anderson a lesbian who was a misogynist womanizer.
Well, yeah, because it would have to be a lesbian.
Yes.
It would have to be that, because what is it going to be totally reversed?
What about hot Bond
Other
guys?
courtship's like, you want to have sex? Sure.
Yeah.
Credits.
Here's the thing, Terry. I actually totally agree with you. I don't want to see Gillian Anderson or, quite frankly, any woman as a Bond man. It's Bond. Because I love the Bond girl, number one.
Right.
And, yeah, you could be a lesbian, and that's cool, but I prefer Idris Elba.
If you think about it, martinis are really now more of a female drink. Come on, think about you and your girlfriends. They're all throwing back martinis. But truthfully, I don't think that they need to cast a woman, and I don't think it's sexist if they don't cast a woman, because we already have a market for that strong female type. Like Cheyenne Woodley in Divergent.
Angelina
That's
Jolie.
really big. Angelina Jolie.
She's played like every
Jennifer
action
Lawrence
hero.
in Hunger Games. Like there already is that market. Like leave James to be.
Yeah, there are just too many women movies.
All the time.
What?
That's why I will not settle for less.
To piggyback on that, maybe we should do an all dudes Mean Girls. But it's the same problem with the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And the whole thing. It's like, here's an idea. Make a new good movie.
Yeah.
Use something new that's good.
Also, by the way, articles like this are the same thing. When writers, bloggers are out of ideas, they take something and go, what if they did it this? Let's do an all-woman, all-male Mystic Pizza.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah,
That'd be so lame. You know what? Here's the problem. It would be. Because we are getting to a place in our society where we are frowning on having gender roles. We are. And it makes me sad. Maybe it's because I'm from the South. I really embrace it. There is nothing wrong with women being women and men being men, and that's not a shade to LGBT community or anything like that. That can be a part of it, too.
I would like to see an all-male outnumbered. By the way,
it's called cable news.
You know what the thing is that we're stuck in this duopoly of male-female, and we're not even talking about transgender. Caitlyn Jenner would make an excellent James Bond because talk about athletic.
That's true.
And topical.
Yeah. She did win the decathlon.
Yeah, she did. Well, he did.
No, she did.
He did.
He did.
But he was a girl at the time. He just didn't want to admit it.
She can't culturally appropriate his past. I think. What about like a little person bond? A little person bond.
A little.
No? All right. I am the world's tallest little person. Don't go anywhere. We got lots of crud ahead. Trust me. Still to come. Is graduating first is simply the worst? One school says no more valedictorians. Good idea? Joanne and Kat debate it next. Well, they took a pass on the head of the class. A North Carolina school board, is there any other kind, has voted to stop naming valedictorians. They say the title, often given to the student with the highest GPA, fosters unhealthy competition among students. Here to debate this topic are Kat Timpf and Joanne Nosuchinsky. Joanne, do you support this decision?
Of course I do, Greg, because grades are arbitrary markers for growth and success. Rewarding the highest GPA is elitist crap that simply means a student is great at memorization and recall. But have they truly learned? I mean, it's time to recognize success as more than just a number.
Wow. But Kat, isn't scholastic competition good for kids?
Yes. Competing is how you win, and winning is awesome. Teaching, you gotta teach kids that grades don't matter, because if you don't, that's how they wind up being one of the art school dropouts who spend their lives working at Starbucks and thinking, I thought people were supposed to care about what a good person I am, and sure, I got terrible grades, but at least I'm a well-rounded, nice vegan gal, and I can make a hell of a papier-mâché sculpture about my feelings. That matters, right? No, it doesn't. And the sooner people learn that, the better.
Look, Kat.
Yes, thank you.
Listen, hey. Awarding someone the title of valedictorian sets them up for a lifetime of pressure and stress, as you'll see by my chart. Yeah, graduation will be the highlight of their life, and then it's all downhill from there. The need to succeed will likely lead to drug dependence, failed personal relationships, years of declining health, and lots of gambling debt. Very sad.
Not sad, good. Pressure and stress force you to work harder. Consider this chart. As you can see, over time, valedictorians earn a lot more money, which can be used to buy happiness.
That's a great point, but these are just charts. Joanne, do you have any specific examples?
Of course I do, Greg. Being top of the class is actually a curse. Look at all these former valedictorians. This is Jane. She's from Minnesota, lovely girl. She was valedictorian in 2002, and here's Jane now. Her top honor, led to a life as an exotic dancer. Oh, and here's James. Oh, he was a valedictorian in 2008, and here's James now. And this one speaks for itself. Yep, look at that woman on the left. She had lots of promise when she was valedictorian, and just look at her now.
Very powerful, but it's time for closing statements. Kat, what's yours?
Competition is a reality of life. Class ranking is a competition, and the kid at the top is the winner. The people who have a problem with it are losers. You know how I know this? I was valedictorian. Yep, that's me after I clawed my way to the top of the class. I beat out lots of other kids who were out to destroy me. It wasn't easy, and that's the point. It was the best preparation for life I could have had. I learned what it takes to win.
Well, that's impressive, Kat. I had no idea.
Yeah, I was actually one of 10 valedictorians.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
1 of 10? Okay, your whole argument is invalid. Oh, competition, my foot.
I had a
I'm over it.
It was great.
All right. Well, as always, there are no actual winners in these debates, except the audience at home. Thanks, ladies. Coming up, a sportscaster dresses down his co-anchor on live TV. But was he joking? We discuss in the first ever 36-hour uninterrupted segment, and that's next.
If you'll be in the New York area and would like to be part of our studio audience, email Greg Tix at foxnews.com.
Is he a jerk or a joker? I speak of San Francisco sports anchor Gary Radnich, who had an amazingly awkward on-air exchange with his co-anchor last week. It's the subject of tonight's
Is This Real?
This week, Radnich was set to break the news that LeBron James will star in a revamp of the movie Space Jam. There we go. Turns out his co-anchor had already read the same story minutes earlier.
We should tell you LeBron James is going to star in Space Jam.
Well, we actually, oh, you mad because I already read that? I'm sorry.
How's Steph Curry's knee?
He's nursing it, and it's getting better.
Mm-hmm. How long have we been friends? 23 years.
I didn't know you were going to do it.
Have you ever, and I'm going to say this with a smile, ever heard me say right before you came on, there's an irrigation problem in Gilroy?
Well, you have to
Never.
talk to Kasim. You
You ever heard me say, oh, it's warm weather today? Never. I stay in my lane. And it's just, to a friend.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's great.
Now Radnich claims that it was all a joke, later posting on Facebook, quote, wow, I must be a good actor. All this feedback from people who thought I was mad. Please watch again. I'm playing. Okay. We're going to do what you said, Gary. Let's watch the rest.
It's hard for me to get mad. Katherine has stayed at my mother's home. She's written my mother notes and stolen my material. So how do I get mad? Anyway, how is Curry's knee?
Improving.
Okay, well.
LeBron was very good in Trainwreck, so this will be fun. Okay, I shouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And Michael Jordan starred in Space Jam, as you earlier reported.
I'm sorry.
All right. Darn it, hard to be mad at Katherine, though. She's a good friend of my mom's, and there's going to come a time when you have to choose between the love of your mother and your mother's friends and the honor and dignity of Kron.
Quite. If he was acting, he is Marlon Brando. He is Laurence Olivier.
She is too.
Oh no, yeah, no. That was amazing. That was okay.
That's genuine.
All right, so let's. Is that real?
I thought it wasn't, and then I was talking, and Eboni was like, "It is," and I think watching with her, yeah, maybe it might be.
I think it's real. I think he had to go see the powers that be, their version of like the offices, and they
like
said, "What were you doing?" And he had to. And they go, "You go back and tell everybody they're joking." Joanne, you're an actress, or so you claim. Thoughts on whether this was an act or real?
Oh, he was definitely acting. I mean, some of us pretend, to be angry or upset, and others pretend to be happy correspondents who are pleased with their bosses and get along fine with everyone.
It was
so, you just pick your character.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
No,
That's why she's good.
Yeah.
That was so real. I'm going to tell you how I know it's real. When you go into the personal narrative.
Right, yeah.
You bring up your mama.
Yes.
That is so real, sir. Stop playing. That was real.
That's great.
And she knew it. She knew it.
I know. The look on her face was everything I needed to see. Paul, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I've never seen that man before, but he is drunk. If that was a joke, that's like Andy Kaufman level.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was, but I don't think Kron hires that kind of talent.
Instead of saying K-R-O-N, he goes Kron, as though it's this alien force. The allegiance to Kron.
Kron will not be happy with this.
I like how he also brings up in the thing he talks about in the video, if you watch it, like people that are more powerful than they are that work at Kron.
Yeah.
It was just to like scare her. All right, Kat, analysis, please.
I think he had a good strategy of saying that it was a joke. It's a great strategy to, if you realize you've done something or said something upsetting, of course I was joking. Right? Can't we take a joke anymore? He should have just brought up political correctness.
Yes.
Oh, this political correctness has made everyone mad. I yelled at a lady on the air. I was clearly joking. Woo, woo, PC police are here.
He should have done it because, all these people just obsessed with sanity. I mean,
Now, you used to watch this guy, though. So
yeah, I'm from the Bay Area. Okay. He was in the 80s. I think he was a basketball player, believe it or not. They don't make them like they used to, whatever that means. You know what's interesting? I know, okay, my theory is it's real because he prefaced it with, I'm going to say it with a smile. So that's like, that's saying that what you're about to say is going to be very, very angry, and it's not like acting, because you wouldn't have said that if you were acting.
Oh, this is totally real. I'm surprised at her reactions, though. I thought for sure it would be a little more of that, what's going on? Am I being punked? Let me pretend that everything's okay. But she was doing the eye rolls. There are issues there.
Yeah. You know what it is? Have you ever been in a situation where you overreacted, and while you're overreacting, you know you're overreacting? And I was at a baseball game, and a guy kept taking ice cubes out of my cooler, and I slapped his hand.
I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
By the way.
But I slapped his hand, and I instantly go like, why are these ice cubes so important to me? And I was like, for the rest of the game, I was just shamed by my own behavior.
What were you doing I'm assuming it was a softball game, if you could bring your own beverages.
This was years ago when you used to be able to duct tape vodka to your chest. It was in college. You'd get Glad bags of vodka, and you duct tape it to your legs and your chest, and then you wear a shirt and shorts, and nobody knew you had booze. Then in the coolers, you really
Why not just carry pockets or something?
No, because they search
look
you.
for it.
So then you get a cooler of ice cube, and you drop the orange juice in there, and also bags of vodka, and no one can see it.
I can't be a part of this.
That was back in the 90s, definitely not the 80s.
Yes.
Or you bring booze and you put it next to something weird that like nobody really wants to touch.
Like feminine products.
Yeah.
That's an interesting strategy, and someone's creeping me out. All right, Gary. I think Gary. That is the best work he's ever done.
Yeah.
Best work he's ever done.
And if it was an act, man, he should win something.
Yeah, no, exactly. That is better than anything in the theaters today.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, Greg. It was the most vulnerable I've seen a newscaster in a while. He was all deep in his feelings, and I love it.
All right. You should be on The View. Because that was like a really positive thing to tweet. You know, they always go, no matter what, if somebody does something really awful, there's somebody on The View who goes, I don't know. I think what he did was beautiful.
It's really brave.
His family
He was in touch.
It was brave.
Yeah, they wanted the house burned down. It was an eyesore. All right, coming up, the Washington Redskins, should they change their name? Our agreeable correspondent, Jerry Carbondale, is here to comment. There he is. And he's more agreeable than ever. Stick around. Time for stories you need to know because I said so. First up, North Carolina's recently enacted transgender bathroom law, which requires people to use public restrooms that correspond with their biological sex, not what they identify as. In recent weeks, it's become a national issue, partly helped by the fact that many high-profile musicians have canceled performances in the Tar Heel state in protest. The list includes some guy named Bruce Springsteen, Pearl Jam, whatever that is. And just last week, violinist Itzhak Perlman. Is that how you say his name? Who cares? It's Itzhak Perlman. Anyway. So has this all gone too far or not far enough? Joining me to discuss this and other important stories is our agreeable correspondent, Jerry Carbondale. Jerry, how you doing?
Great, Greg. Couldn't be better.
Really? Even with the state of the world today?
You know, state of the world, we're in trouble, and I feel bad for the future of our country. I'm concerned.
But you seemed cheerful just minutes ago.
I am, Greg. Glad to be here.
Okay. What do you think of this bathroom law?
Well, look, I think it's much ado about nothing, Greg. I mean, people should use the bathroom that they feel comfortable using.
But what do you say to people who are afraid of men cruising into the women's room dressed as women?
They have concerns that should be addressed. I think we need a law, Greg. It's sad that we do, but we do need a law.
All right, but the federal government is trying to stop North Carolina from enforcing the law. Should they stay out of it?
Yeah, they should probably stay out of it. Greg, when I travel, I have enough to worry about. Having different laws in every state, we need a federal law, and we need it now.
But isn't it just easier for the feds to make laws so no one gets confused when traveling across state lines?
Exactly, Greg. Look, I think I'm pretty consistent on this issue.
I don't think you have been. Okay, next topic. A new Washington Post poll has found that 9 out of 10 Native Americans don't consider the name Washington Redskins to be offensive. Now, Jerry, this has been a big deal for a while. A lot of people have called for the NFL to change the name. Is this controversy now over?
It is, Greg. The people have spoken. I mean, they take a poll. 9 out of 10, that's a no-brainer. I think they should keep the name as it is.
But even if only 1 in 10 do find it offensive, isn't that enough to warrant a change?
You know, Greg, the Constitution is about protecting the individual, so if one person is uncomfortable, I am too. Maybe it's time for a name change.
But some Native Americans told the Post they actively support the name because it means they haven't been forgotten. So shouldn't you keep the name?
That's it, Greg. It's history. What are we going to do, erase history? They said Redskins in the past. They should say it in the future.
But let's face it, literally, the word Redskins, kind of an ugly word.
It does make me sick, Greg. They should probably change the name.
All right, last topic. Amazon.com has confirmed plans to open more physical bookstores. Jerry, is this a good idea?
Of course it is, Greg. More bookstores, that means more jobs. It's going to help the economy. I think it's great.
But wasn't the whole point of Amazon so you didn't have to leave your house?
That's why I love Amazon. Stay home, get a book. It's easy. I don't want to go out to a bookstore. You probably don't either.
Well, bookstores are a great place to meet people.
Yeah, they are. You can relax, you can read a book, but in that same way, you can do it at home. So who needs a bookstore, right?
But bookstores are valuable in a community for people to meet people.
They are great, Greg. It's great to get out. It's great to meet people. Get out of your house for once in a while.
Should I buy Amazon stock? This must mean because they have to be a healthy company based on this.
Well, they are a healthy company. Have you seen their chart, Greg? It's going up, up, up. I'd rate this thing a buy.
But can't the stock go down at any time?
Well, what goes up must come down, Greg. So I would say, hold on to your money. I would invest in precious metals.
Aren't precious metals volatile?
Yes, they are, Greg. That's why you need all the metals. You need gold, you need silver, you need lead. Lead, as in bullets. You need bullets.
You need bullets, okay. What about copper? You like copper?
Yeah, copper's good, too. I love it.
But it's hard to find, isn't it?
It certainly is, and it's also hard to, keep clean and polished.
Yes.
But I like it.
All right. So you're pro-copper?
Definitely, Greg.
All right. You think you are for now?
I am. Greg, I'm pretty consistent on these issues.
Okay. All right, Jerry, as always, you are confusing.
Thank you.
All right, time to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Lots more show to come. Stick around.
Is a messy past cluttering up your presents?
Then you need us. Millennial Maids.
For just 5 installments of $39.67, we'll sweep through your social media accounts and clear any evidence of embarrassing mistakes.
Oh, doesn't your mom call you an embarrassing mistake?
No, that's my dad.
We'll make sure your years as keg stand champion won't prevent you from getting that new job.
And your new girlfriend will have no idea that you used to be a misogynist.
And for $500 additional, we'll unfriend your mom for you.
After all, she always said, cleanliness is friendliness.
Call
Order now.
Call now. Sorry.
We're almost out of time, so...
What you've wanted to say all show, but haven't had the chance to say, so here's your chance to say it. Right now.
All right, start with you, Terry.
Hey, it's Memorial Day weekend. Have fun. Have a nice cookout, but remember that we have lost guys and girls in the war. This is one of my good friends, Tim McGill. He got killed about 2.5 years ago in Afghanistan. My team member. The war ain't over. But have fun, because we do fight for that.
Yes. In fact, if you're not having fun, the terrorists have won.
If you're not having fun, they win, and I will come find you.
Yes, there you go.
And you're welcome for your freedom.
You're welcome. Joe?
Speaking of heroes, I think we'd like to bring up a photo of Chris Maloney, who plays Detective Stabler.
Yes.
Let's look at the side by side here.
Thank you.
so right. I think that there's definitely a resemblance.
What's up, Stabler?
How's it going? It's nice to meet you.
All right.
I don't like him. Ebony.
Got nothing.
First of all, thank you for my freedom. And also, I would like to, per the Bay Area anchor we saw earlier, I want to stay in my lane. I really do. I watched the whole thing twice, and I got his message loud and clear. As I move forward with this holiday in my week, I intend to stay in my lane.
Paul.
Well, thank you for having me. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. It's my fiance and I's anniversary, so it's a happy anniversary. I have my debut album is coming out June 5th, and that'll be available on my website soon. And I have a book too, so it'll be a fun thing if anybody's interested in laughing.
We always are interested in laughing and crying, which is why we go to Cat.
Crying.
Oh.
Yeah. My cat threw up this morning. But then I remembered I've never had a cavity. And that's pretty cool.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No cavities here. Thank you.
Special thanks, Terry, Ebony, Paul, Jerry, Joanne, and Kat. I'm Greg Gutfeld. I love you, America.